What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we scooped up this here lad Coupe from the junkyard, and it definitely didn't look anything like this when we first bought it. Also, I don't know why my immediate attention was on the exterior of the vehicle, but now that we've essentially polished our turd, what we need to start working on today is the underside. We're going to try to, dial in our stance a little bit more. We're definitely going to need some pretty substantial wheel spacers to actually fill out those new arches. But I'm really excited to see what this thing's going to end up looking like. Also, if you couldn't tell by the sound of my voice, I'm still feeling like absolute garbage, but we're going to keep pressing on and we'll see what we can actually get accomplished today. Before we start wrenching, though, we need to head into here and sleep just for a couple of hours. We'll head across the street, grab some food, grab some water as we do, and then we can grab our wrench and get after it. The first thing I want to do is actually something several of you suggested, which is just removing the front and rear bumpers. They do look a little weird, I'm not going to lie, with the body kits. So I'm curious to see what it would actually look like without it. Oh, that is so much cleaner. And I was thinking that there were going to be holes left. It's also a little dirty just there. I was thinking that there were going to be holes left from those bolts, but I guess not on the front anyways. Let's see if the rear is going to be the same. Oh, also I need to wait, what is this? Excuse me, what the heck is the check mark there for? Anyways, probably doesn't matter. I'm gonna do that, get that thing removed. Oh yeah, dude, now we're talking. Yeah, the tail light though, definitely need to work on the tail light. That's probably the screws though, isn't it? Yeah, not bolts. So we'll grab our screwdriver. We'll get that thing loosened up. Got a brand spanking new one here from the store. Oh, we're gonna need some bulbs too. We might have a couple. I don't know if all three of these bulbs are the same or not, but we definitely have 3 bulbs right here. So I'm gonna get all 3 of those dropped onto the floor. We'll have to throw that box away here in just a moment. Let's see if we can't just pop all of these in real quick. Oh, I know what the check mark was from now, dude. It was from the bulbs. It was from the bulbs in the tail light. That makes so much more sense. I was thinking it was something to do with the rear bumper or maybe like the license plates. But we are good to go now. With our 2 bumpers pushed aside, I just noticed that we don't have any mirrors. So we're gonna get what's left of the old one, put in the dumpster there. And then this side, yeah, doesn't have one of those at all. So we're gonna purchase 2 brand spanking new ones here from the store. I decided to go with the black mirrors instead of the chrome ones because I'm really trying to go for a stormtrooper-esque look. You know what I'm saying? Just white and black. Trying to get rid of as much chrome as possible, though. On the interior, like door panels and stuff, that will have some chrome trim. There's actually some chrome trim already on this door. I don't believe we can get rid of that, but we'll just kind of work around it. You know, it'll blend in with the cage a little bit because that is also chrome. Speaking of chrome and not chrome, though, we have this chrome bumper, which I didn't really care for. It seemed like a lot of you didn't really care for it either. And then we have the black grill right here. So I think we're going to get this installed. I just have to figure out how to actually mount it. Just these 2 screws? Perfect. Look at that, dude. That's a menacing looking machine already. I also really like the clear turn signals there, rather than the orange or the amber ones. I wish there were a different taillight that we could choose from as well that would maybe have like a clear turn signal instead of the amber there. I'm gonna just clean up this little dirt spot that we noticed earlier. Also, those rally headlights. So 2 of those will mount on the bumper that is now removed. That's not going to be going back on. And the other 2, I believe, mount... Oh, they also mounted on the bumper. Okay, well, we're going to be putting these on the NIV then, in that case. And it looks like we're only going to be able to mount 2 of those to that bumper for whatever reason. So these guys, we probably should have put them in the pawn pile. It's fine. We're not hurting for money. We've got a lot of stuff that needs pawned off anyways. So let's grab our wrench. These don't even have bulbs in them, so they're purely just decorative for the time being. Also, did I just see that? Hang on. Dude, our oil filter's all rusty. You kidding me? Okay, I'm gonna grab a new one of those while I'm thinking about it. Just $12.65 later, we've got a brand spanking new oil filter, and everything is fine with the Harlequin NIV. The seats here. The seats reminded me that we also need to purchase some seats for this, and since we're trying to keep the red interior, obviously we're gonna go buy new red panels and stuff. But for the seats, I don't believe we can buy those from that store. Also, it's still really dark, so when you're looking at the catalog when it's nighttime, some of the images are a little dark and it's hard to see what you're actually purchasing. I think these two are the red ones. Again, just from what I can tell here. So I'm gonna grab both of these. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. We got a red headrest, red bolster, red stitching as well, and then sort of the just the black leather center sections. These are gonna look really good, dude. I was just checking on the overall condition of the vehicle now that we have the seats installed, and our color condition is 4 stars, which makes sense. You know, we do have a black roof, but our rust condition is also 4 stars. And if I remember right, in the previous episode, it was 5 stars. So something here is off. Also, what is this? Diagnostics? What? Has that all... There's no shot that's always been there. There's absolutely no shot that that has always existed. That's got to be a new feature, right? Can we check diagnostics on this? Okay, maybe it's not quite working yet, or there's like a diagnostic tool that we'll need to buy in order to get it to work. Or, hang on, here's an idea. What if the vehicle needs to be running for the diagnostics to actually work? Okay, that's also not the case. Maybe we'll learn how to use that thing eventually. Another thing that I want to do before we actually get this vehicle put up on the hoist is swap out this here steering column. It's going to be a little tricky to actually get under here to be able to see what I'm doing. Should be just 2 bolts though. This whole thing will come out, steering wheel included, which is totally fine, because you bet your sweet bippy we're going to be purchasing a new steering wheel anyways. So let's get a new... I literally just said what this was called, and it's right in front of my face. Steering column. Let's get a new steering column, a new wheel, steering wheel. I believe we'd have to get that from the store over yonder. Since this car is unfortunately so incredibly dirt nasty low, that's not by design. It's got awful suspension. We do have to kind of utilize our floor jack here just until we get these underneath. So now that we have the rear done, we can bring this thing around to the front and do the same procedure. Okay, hopefully that's going to be the most difficult part about this build, but it is officially up on the hoist, and we have to sleep for just 1 more hour, or I guess a few more hours, just so we can head on over to this store and we can grab a steering wheel. I'm trying to think if we needed anything else while we're over here. Oh my god! Finally, dude, some donks! We got some freaking 5-lug donks. I love this. I love this so much. Okay, and we even have a deep option. So we could have deep in the rear, and then we could have just the regular, you know, a little bit more shallow rim lip in the front. I gotta put those on some vehicle. Maybe we put them on the Lad Coupe. I don't know. Let's just grab the steering wheel we came here to get. I'm going to go with the all black one. Oh, right. And then, of course, since that's our first 17, that's the largest rim size available now. I wasn't even aware that there was an update, but I love this. Just going into a recording and finding out a bunch of stuff. We could go with the low pro tires, or we could go with these. Since the rim is so big, I think let's go with these. 4 of those. We'll grab 2 of the deep and 2 of the shallower ones. Oh, this is gonna look so sick, dude. Of course, now that we purchased those, we can't just haul them all back by hand. That would be no fun at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and get that put up there. Hopefully I remember to actually tighten that bolt, but we're gonna hop in the Wolf wagon, our designated parts runner vehicle. We'll head over to that store, pick all the stuff up, and then we can get those rims and tires mounted up. Actually, before we try to mount these, I want to see if we can maybe spray the face of them. It works. It works, but it doesn't work very well. Let me save, quit, come back. That seems to fix things, usually. There we go. That seems to be working quite a bit better. Oh, and I was actually painting the opposite side of the wheel face. Dude, that looks nice. That looks really, really nice. I think people usually refer to these as a monoblock rim. Like the design of the rim, I mean. Dude, these things go so hard. These things go crazy. So we've got the two front ones here. You can tell because the lip isn't as deep as the rear is right there. Also, I just remembered about the rust. We've still got rust on this thing somewhere, allegedly, but I don't even know where to look. I just found it. It was really that easy. Okay, let's grab our pry tool. We'll get that fender flare removed so we have a little bit easier access. We'll try to knock out that rust, get it patched up with a bit of white spray paint, and then we can finally start on working on the underside of this thing. Well, it's still showing a rust condition of 4 stars, but I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I don't see any more rust on the vehicle, so I've done all I can do, you know what I mean? Aw, dang it, dude. We missed the pawn shop cutoff again. We've got this big pile, this big mess in here, and we keep missing the cutoff. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, waiting until we have like even more stuff might even be better. You know, then we'll make even more money. Alrighty, let's take a gander here at this suspension. It looks like we are missing an upper A-arm there. That shock absorber needs replaced. That knuckle needs replaced. Also, some of you probably put 2 and 2 together already, but since these are 5-lug wheels, we will need to swap from 4-lug hubs to 5-lug. But that's a super easy change. I'm not too terribly worried about that. Thankfully, though, the cradle, or I guess like the subframe of the vehicle, is in relatively good condition. Lower A-arms are totally fine, or control arms. Call them whatever you want, right? We're missing brakes. Lots of brakes. This thing only has... Okay, it's got 2 brakes. That's better than just 1, I suppose. The rear, we're missing most of the suspension components, I'll be honest. A spring on this side. I don't see a strut anywhere at all. I'm not sure if the rear needs struts or not. We'll figure it out. It's also missing a diff, so we're going to need a new one of those as well. Transmission actually seems to be in good shape. Is it a 5-speed, though? If it is, I'll probably keep it, regardless of which engine I end up deciding to use for this thing. Also, on the topic of engines, you guys know we have the inline-4 turbo in the NIV. This thing absolutely scoots. It was a phenomenal engine. We have the inline straight 6 or slant 6 turbo DZ in the Wolfwagon. The El Camino in storage over there obviously has the V8 supercharger. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing a naturally aspirated slant 6, the non-diesel, non-turbo slant 6 engine in this. I just don't know that they have too many performance parts available for that engine. Also, I'm considering just taking the heart out of the Harlequin NIV and using that thing, since it was extremely reliable and we placed pretty well with all the rally races. But let me know what you guys think. I don't think I want to go V8 supercharged, since we already have that in the El Camino. I don't think I want to do turbo DZ, since we already have that in the Wolfwagon. But let me know what you guys think. Either inline-4 turbo or slant 6 naturally aspirated. Let me know what you think. Starting with the front, I've already gone through and removed everything that was damaged that will need replaced. We have a very small parts pile over here, so all of that stuff I will be buying brand new. As for like the brakes system, I just went ahead and even if it was good, just chucked it in the pawn pile over here, and we're just gonna buy brand new everything for the brake system. I feel like that's just a better way to go about it anyways. It is a little bit difficult to tell sometimes whether or not a rotor has enough material left on it or not. And then same thing with the brake pads. It's probably just best we buy brand new everything. So now that we have the front torn apart, we're going to start checking out the catalog, purchase a couple of things, and then we can get going on the rear. All right, the rear end is completely disassembled now. We have our rear axle just chilling down here, so we're going to have to get a differential for that. Pretty much all of the suspension components as well, because there really wasn't much back here to begin with. And I did decide to go with our adjustable suspension that we used on the Wolfwagon, as well as the Harlequin NIV, just because it worked really well for us. The front end is 2 clicks lower, or 2 clicks higher, I guess, than the lowest setting, if that makes any sense. And then we're running a 30 mil spacer on either side to get that fitment just perfect in that wheel well. Dude, it looks so good. It looks really good. I might end up having to raise it once we actually have the suspension under load, you know. But for right now, it's looking pretty dang good just chilling up in the air. So we're going to go through, purchase a bunch of stuff for the rear end, get that all thrown back together. I did also purchase a BrakeMaster cylinder and the e-brake cable as well, just because it was missing those before. This thing's going to look absolutely mental, you guys. Absolutely mental. It's finally time to get the Lad Coupe lowered back down to the ground so we can see what the stance is going to look like. But before we do that, let's actually sleep just for a few more hours. That way we have a little bit more daylight to work with. Here we go. Yeah, it clips through pretty bad. It clips through really, really badly. So let's go ahead and raise that up. We'll go underneath, crank up, or I guess crank down the adjustable suspension that we have, and we'll go from there. All right, this is going to be max height. This is with the suspension completely maxed out. We have a tiny bit of clipping in the rear, but it's honestly not that bad. The front might actually be able to go down a little bit. Okay, one on that side. We've got to do the same to the other, though. Got to be fair to the suspension, right? Oh, also the lift might be potentially getting in the way. Dude, this thing was so squirrely on the lift, like the whole time that we were working on it. When I initially pulled it on, it was super straight. Yeah, it's stuck on the wheel there. It was super straight, and now you can see just how far it's actually scooted over. There we go. The deed is done. We're down 2 clicks in the front. This is max height in the rear, so that's as good as it's going to get with the adjustable suspension. If we really get bothered by the slight clipping through there of the tire, we could go with a different suspension. But for right now, dude, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. We still have to get... Oh, the e-brake is not active. Not active whatsoever. I have the cables in now, but it definitely wasn't ripped. I'll just scoot it back in. Chill, chill, chill. There we go. Yeah, that looks incredible. It looks like a proper race car now, dude. It's got brand new everything underneath. The only thing we have left to do now is, of course, the interior, as I mentioned, and then, of course, figuring out which power plant we're going to end up going with. But, tell you guys the truth, I do think that's all I have time for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.